Access options through right-click functionality. Oftentimes, this is the fastest way to do things such as apply a filter or create a column. This is also how we can quickly add a comment to an individual packet and perform a number of other functions in Wireshark. Let's begin by looking at some of the right-click functions that are available in the packet list pane. In the packet list pane, I've selected frame number 6 in the trace file called tr-cnn.pcapng. I'll right mouse click on packet number 6. And we can see that I have options to mark this packet or ignore it. I can also set a time reference on this packet or shift the time. Here's my option to create a packet comment. This is an HTTP GET request. I'll click OK. Notice that the title bar now has an asterisk in front of it indicating that this trace file has been changed. We can see the packet comments area in the detail window as well. Let's right mouse click on that packet in the packet list pane again to see what else is available. Manually resolve the address, and that would be the network address. We can quickly apply a filter or prepare a filter here, but watch out for this. It's not quite as simple as it looks. I'm going to right mouse click directly in the source column of packet number 6 and choose prepare a filter based on the selected value. Notice how Wireshark puts up a filter specific to the column that I was pointing to when I right mouse clicked. I'll clear out that filter. Notice this works for the destination column as well. The filter is ip.dst now for the destination. But if I try to perform the same function on the protocol column, right mouse click, prepare a filter selected, a message comes up saying, I couldn't acquire enough information to build a filter. Try expanding or choosing another item. That means you're going to have to apply a filter differently. We can right mouse click on the length field and prepare a filter based on the value that we see in the background. But we can't do that on the info column. So the right mouse click functionality is different depending on what's in the background at the time that you right mouse click. In the packet list pane, some of the other options are to apply a conversation filter. So if I only want to see this one TCP conversation in the trace file, I can quickly select TCP from the conversation filter dropdown. And now I'm just looking at that one conversation from start to end. I'll clear out the filter that Wireshark applied and right mouse click again. I can choose to temporarily color that conversation in some way. These are all temporary colors on top, or I can pop in to create a new permanent coloring rule. In addition, I can choose to follow the TCP stream. Now, following streams is the way we reassemble conversations. I'll select Follow TCP Stream, and we can see that Wireshark doesn't show us the header information such as the Ethernet header, IP header, and TCP header. It actually shows us the information that went back and forth between these hosts on this connection at the upper layers. This sometimes is an easy way to see what type of communications takes place between hosts. I'll close this window down and notice that just opening up the Follow Stream window applies a display filter, so I need to clear that out to see all of the traffic. Other options would be to copy summary text of the line, copy to CSV format, or copy something in the background as a filter or the byte values. This is also where we have the option of setting some protocol preferences, and this is based on what you were selecting in the background before you right mouse clicked. So we can go directly into the HTTP preference settings from this point. We can also tell Wireshark to decode traffic a certain way, or to print a packet, or to show a packet in a new window, but we know that we can just simply double click on a packet to see it in a new window. Down in the Packet Details window, we also have the ability to right mouse click. We can choose to right mouse click to expand a section, but we can also left and right arrow on our keyboard to expand a section. If we choose, though, we can right mouse click and choose to expand all, and that will expand every single section of the details window. To collapse it again, we can right mouse click and choose collapse all. And then we can choose just to expand a single section. To expand a single section, all we need to do is select expand subtrees. I've selected that on the HTTP section, so that's the only section that's been expanded. In addition, we can right mouse click and apply a column. I've selected the request method field, and I'm going to create a column based on that field value. We can see in the packet list pane, I now have a column for the request method. I can click on this to sort the column so that all of the request methods are together in the trace file. To get back to the original sort order, I'll click the number column heading once. We can also right mouse click and apply filters on specific fields, or just simply prepare a filter based on a specific field. In this case, I just quickly prepared a filter based on the HTTP request URI field. I'll clear that filter out. We can right mouse click and export specific packet areas. We can copy the field names or the value in a field. We can also go to the wiki protocol page based on what we right mouse clicked on, and we can also go out to the filter field reference. So this will take us to information about filtering. There's also protocol help available to us based on what we selected in the background. The protocol preferences area, again, is based on what we selected in the background, so we can easily change the protocol preference settings for, in this case, HTTP. If I had selected the TCP header in the background, I can see protocol preferences for TCP. We can force a dissector onto specific traffic by selecting Decode As, and we can even disable a protocol altogether. We can also choose to manually resolve the name at this point. There are so many things that can be done using the right mouse click, and it's not all just simply in the packet list pane, packet details pane, and the tiny little things we can do in the packet bytes pane. We can also use right mouse click functionality when we look at some statistics, such as the protocol hierarchy window. Opening up the protocol hierarchy window, perhaps I'm interested in the DNS traffic. I can right mouse click and choose to apply a filter, prepare a filter, find a frame, or colorize that particular procedure. I'll choose prepare a filter based on the selected value, and then I'll close this window. I can see that it's applying a filter based on the hierarchical structure that we saw just a moment ago. I'll clear that filter out. We can also use right mouse click functionality in the conversations and endpoint windows. We can go to the TCP tab, for example, and perhaps we'll sort based on the most active TCP conversation based on the byte count. Now that I've located the most active TCP conversation in the trace file, if I want to filter on that conversation, I have the same basic options that I had in the protocol hierarchy window. I can choose to apply a filter based on the selected value going in both directions. Apply a filter will apply this filter immediately. And now I can look down in the status bar and see that there are 1,384 packets in this conversation. And this conversation makes up 29.3% of the entire trace file. As you work with Wireshark, always right mouse click on the different windows and areas that you bring up to see what functions are available. Oftentimes, it's much easier to perform a task using this right mouse click functionality.